TNA Wrestling stands for total non-stop action, but instead of that referring to the in-ring stuff, I think it refers to the revolving door in TNA, as we've got a lot more than just Rhino leaving the company heading into 2025. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and if you thought Rhino was the only name leaving TNA, then you were wrong.
Gore! TNA, they want more.
Well, we want more. We want more stars. We want TNA to go back and give us more like they did back in the day. That's probably must be our most used phrase in videos back in the day. But it's not our fault. Wrestling was great back in the day, and now it sucks.
Yeah. Like, no, it's tragic. Like, maybe wrestling will get great again, and we'll be like, remember back in the day it was shite?
Yeah, I hope that's the case, but I would not count on it. So, yeah, earlier this month, Rhino announced that he was parting ways with TNA. He's already had his final match. PWInsider.com have announced that Kushida and Trent Seven are also leaving the company. I thought Kushida recently just returned to TNA like a year and a half ago. Looks like he's leaving again. Trent Seven, I think he recently joined TNA in the last year or two. He's leaving the company. Will any of these guys be a loss? Honestly, no. None of these.
I'm not going to sit here and lie.
I mean, Rhino's got legend value. He's a TNA Hall of Famer. But even, let's be honest, Rhino's not popping he's not popping a rating. He's not popping a number these days. But TNA, I don't think they're thinking about popping numbers. They're just trying to not pop their clogs. They're trying to stay alive.
TNA's entire roster could appear, man, in Q1 of Raw, and it doesn't move the needle.
Nah, it doesn't move nothing.
Probably decreases it.
But Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Radio was speaking about even more departures. So they're not stopping at Rhino, Kushida and Trent Seven. He says more are coming. And one person who's leaving is Jade Chung, the ring announcer, who also just joined approximately just over a year ago. So she's going, and it looks like her husband, former TNA World Champion Josh Alexander, could be going as his contract is about to run out very soon. And there's also speculation that Jordynne Grace is heading to WWE after her storyline with Tessa Blanchard. So there's another 3 names there. Former TNA champion Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander is a guy that came out, with the headgear on. Remember watching his match against Hammerthrow, or whatever he was called, right?
Hammerstone,
buddy, the Hammerstone Ballroom. But you know what, right? I don't really like Josh Alexander. You know what? He's like, he reminds me of Nathan Jones a bit. But, but Nathan Jones, who can work and he's got a headgear on. If you know what I mean. He's not as bad as Nathan Jones, don't get me wrong, but he's boring.
I cannot stand Josh Alexander, but he's a good wrestler. I'm not going to.
That's my point. No, he's a good wrestler, but he looks like Nathan Jones a bit.
And he's actually he's got decent size in 2024.
See, no, this guy though, right? You go into the ice cream, you go into Morelli's, right? You go into the ice cream shop, all these different flavours, all these different flavour cones, twin cone flake.
Let me guess what flavour he is.
Single scoop vanilla. I mean, that is pretty much this guy down to a T. So, unless WWE
and here
want a single scoop of vanilla to go next to the brown scoop of El Cero Fear, then I don't know what they want.
It's a nice tasting vanilla.
Aye.
But at the end of the day, it's vanilla.
Aye. There's no sprinkles.
And vanilla is just
and after about 2 bites, it's gone.
And it gets boring.
Aye.
So yeah, that's what Dave Meltzer had to say. He said, quote, "Yeah, there may be more coming too. One of the things that happened was a lot of the talent was asked to take pay cuts. I don't know how many. And then there's Rhino. That was among the reasons Rhino left. So he left. His last match would have been on Saturday, I believe. Jade Chung, who's the ring announcer, she left her contract. I think she was up at the end of the year, so she's done. Josh Alexander, who's her husband, his contract is coming up very soon. It's not a lock that he's leaving, but I think there's an expectation that he's leaving, I mean, he said he's going to test free agency, so it kind of depends on, where he gets an offer. I mean, he's a great wrestler. I think the last time he was interested, I don't know that he got a ton of looks, but he's, we'll see what happens with him. End of quote. And then he went on to talk about Jordynne Grace probably leaving to join NXT very soon. How many times did Dave Meltzer say there?
That's the Dave Meltzer way, man. He's a special. Like, see, considering this guy's did this shite for 40 years, we speak more coherently than him. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean much, by the way.
I think anybody who has voices leave their mouth speaks more coherently than Dave Meltzer.
He got it there in the end, but I mean,
I know.
he is a walking windy liquor, Dave Meltzer, man.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer probably makes these things in his peak, at prime time, 6 o'clock when he's feeling fresh.
Aye.
He's not, firing at news feeds.
I'm not going to lie, like,
3
talking
a.m.
about Josh Alexander, when I first wake up, peak Stevie, wanting to go to bed Stevie, deed Stevie, Josh Alex, there's no time in the day that this guy should be getting talked about. But the back end of 4 in the morning sounds about fucking right for Josh Alexander to me.
Late night TV where nobody's watching. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Jade Chung has left. Looks like her husband, Josh Alexander, will join her. TNA, anytime we hear news about financial, they always seem to be struggling. They always seem to be asking people to take pay cuts. And it's just, how can you really expect this company to compete when you've got WWE and they're in the TKO umbrella, making more money than they've ever made. You've got AEW ran by Tony Khan, owned by Tony Khan. He's got as much money as you could possibly want. People say that TNA is the third company. Some people say it's better than AEW, but honestly, when it comes to competing for wrestlers, it's like they just can't. They're not
a little bit short.
They're not in the same ballpark.
This time last year, man. Oh, TNA, the name changed February 2024. Hard to Kill, whoever it was called. Look at it. It's now a year nearly been rebranded as TNA, and it's back to shite.
Yeah. And the same thing's going to happen with WWE, Raw on Netflix, and AEW on Max.
Like, the names are relevant, man. It's like, it really, like, see if WWE went back to WWF, nothing would change.
People are delusional, right? People thought TNA was going to get great because they were calling themselves TNA again. And then people are like, all they need to do now is to bring back the 6-sided ring. It doesn't fucking matter. You've not got Sting in that ring anymore. You've not got Kurt Angle in that ring anymore. It doesn't matter. You can have 6 sides or 4 sides. You've not got Velvet Sky coming down and rubbing her ass on the rope. It doesn't matter if she does that on a 4-sided or a 6-sided ring. Nobody cares about the side of rings. People think that TNA was doing good back because it was never about having. Pretty sure TNA's best rating came when they switched to the 4 sides.
Yeah.
When they went head to head, they had that Hulk Hogan show, January 4th.
Cross the line.
I mean, look, the name helps, but at the end of the day, TNA in 2024 is just Impact Wrestling in 2023 with the name change.
And that is pretty much it.
That is it, guys. So, anyway, let us know your thoughts. Does this news upset you? Jade Chung, Josh Alexander, Kushida, Trent Seven, Jordan Grace. Those guys could be leaving TNA. Will they be going to AEW? Will they be going to WWE? We'll find out. But here, I'll tell you what. Fuck me. I think I'd rather see Josh Alexander on Raw than Penta El Zero.
Aye. I prefer vanilla.
Penta El Zero Fuse. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.